All right, guys, we're on the cusp of Dovetail Games releasing Train Sim World 6. And I would be super excited about this if not for all the things that are wrong with TSW5. I'm about to talk about it. All right, so first, it's super buggy. You get into the maps are great, but then you have a lot of spots on these maps that have a lot of missing things to them. It's just like they have the layout and some of the detail looks a little wonky. You have buildings that don't attach to the ground. You have holes in the map where you could tell it bleeds through. Um, it's just the maps are hit and miss for me. And then we go to free roam. Free roam, it doesn't allow you to add any movable trains to it at all. So you're just there with whatever train you created in Formation Designer, and you're driving around. That's it. And if you've set a path to go somewhere because you can't go through you can't blow through the signals, you're pretty much dead in the water as far as adding any other locomotives. You can add all the cars you want to, but you're not going to be able to use your locomotives after that. It's super frustrating to me, especially if I'm trying to set up things for a video or a train off to the side or something like that. Another thing about the maps is I really wish they would give the option to be able to teleport in a way to another part of the map without actually having to either A, start out there, or B, drive your locomotives or your train all the way to that said location. And then another problem to me is Formation Designer. Formation Designer is great up until a certain point. You're allowed to throw whatever together, except I have not yet figured out or even seen a video on how to add a full loaded coal hopper or stacks to your intermodal train. And that's super frustrating because in order for me to get a fully loaded train on free roam, I have to take from whatever selection that they already have, break that train apart, take the locomotives off, and either add more cars to it or subtract. And it's super frustrating to me because I'd like to have everything already laid out and already together so I can make my videos as I please. The sharing hub. This is really a doozy because there's a lot of you out there, and I hope I come across, or some of you come across this video and actually hear what I have to say about this. There's a lot of you out there that have made some fantastic mock-ups of things and made them look so real. But here's the kicker to that. Because this game is so buggy, when I load it on my screen, I've had locomotives completely change colors like a chameleon. Or you'll have spots where it looks like somebody's taken a pen and scribbled or taken an eraser and erased certain parts of locomotives that were designed on Share Hub. And it's like, wow, these guys have taken, or people in general have taken their time to design these. And they come out horrible looking because the system is just off and needs to be fixed. Livery designer. I want to be able to make something myself with that, using that, but I can't. I can't bring myself to it. One, as somebody who's into art, it has a limited amount of resources on there. I don't want to spend hours upon hours or days creating something. Make it just a little bit more simple. Kudos to everybody that has taken their time to make logos and stuff. And maybe it's because I haven't spent a lot of time in that because I'm frustrated about what I'm about to bring up next. But it could have been, the designer could have been a little bit easier. So the next point to that is, when you design something on Livery Designer, your logos and colors bleed onto your handrails, your antennas, and then the top of the locomotives look off color sometimes, or the color doesn't set right, or it doesn't fully cover the locomotive, or whatever you're trying to design on there, and it looks awful. I'd rather not even take the time to design anything on there, because once again, all the buggy issues on it, it's a huge letdown. And then lastly, Scenario Planner. Wow. Give me the option to be able to put a train at one point of the map and take it all the way to the other point of the map. Case in point, you have Horseshoe Curve. Horseshoe Curve has several tracks at the end of the line in Altoona to put multiple different trains, but they only give you a couple of, no more than three options to where you could stop your train at. You can't see any of the tracks other than the silly line drawn map with the dots on there. Scenario Planner, it could have been the best part of the game. You should have set it up to where you could choose whatever track you want to start at, whatever track you want to end off at. You still have your signals set up. You still have it to where you can't run into another train. You can do all that, but give me a better option for being able to maneuver my train to where I want to go without all this frustrating, oh, well, it's only going to go where we want it to go. Then there's no point of a scenario planner. The scenario planner is just something that you are wanting to control. Dovetail Games is wanting to control, not something that gives us free range. And another issue with that is you can't even use the co-loading systems on Scenario Planner unless somebody's got a way to do it. I have not figured out a way yet. It's super frustrating. So in saying all this, why even go to another game before you have all of your bugs and issues that people have brought to your attention, from what I can see, worked out? I can't wrap my mind around it. It's frustrating. It's confusing. I still think that TSW5 has a lot to offer. I don't think they need to move on to 6 just because in my mind, I think they want to move on to 6 because it's them for a way for them to make extra money. That's one. For 2, there's this big sell to me is, oh, we're going to add things that you haven't had before. Well, the only thing that I can see on TSW6, the selling point for me, and this might be fan made. This might be a fan made picture. It might not be, but the only thing that I've seen so far is the Amtrak P42. If you're adding more stuff with Amtrak, hip hip hooray! I'm super excited about that. But to me, that is not enough to make another game. I think it's just a quick cash grab, to be honest. And it sucks. And I'm going to talk badly about Dovetail Games because with what TSW5 already is, I think it's great. But I think it's good, but I think it could be great. But that's just my opinion. If you like what I've said, leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. And if you didn't like what I said, thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video.